Hey YouTube, this is Primetime Pokemon. In this video, I'll be talking about how much full art Pokemon cards are worth. So this video is part of my video series on how much Pokemon cards are worth. If you're interested in other values besides full art Pokemon cards, I'll have a link to my video playlist showcasing all of the videos I've made related to how much are your Pokemon cards worth. So some general information on full art cards before I get into how much these cards are actually worth. Full art cards were printed in the first 3 black and white series sets. They were in the following sets: Black and White, Emerging Powers, and Noble Victories. There were 9 total full art cards from those 3 sets. 8 of those full art cards were Pokemon, and 1 was a supporter card. The way that you identify full art cards is there's artwork on the entirety of the card, and then if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the card, the set symbol will be from one of the 3 sets that I mentioned, and then the card number will be towards the end of the set. So that's it for general information on full art Pokemon cards. If you'd like more general information, check out a link that I'll have in the video description below. It'll link to a video called Rare Pokemon Cards Full Art Cards. So on to how much these cards are actually worth. And the way that I determine value of these cards is I do some research and check out sites that sell Pokemon cards. And then I look at completed and sold listings on eBay to see how much these cards actually sell for. So after doing all that research, I've come up with the following values for all 9 full art cards. From the black and white set, Reshiram is worth around $6 and Zekrom is worth around $7. From the Emerging Powers set, Thundurus is worth around $4 and Tornadus is worth around $4. From the Noble Victories set, there's 5 full art cards, 4 Pokemon, 1 supporter. Virizion is worth around $8. Victini is worth around $6. Terrakion is worth around $10. Cobalion is worth around $8. And the supporter card, Supporter N, is worth $15 to $20. And after giving all of those values, you might think that those values seem a little bit low. Well, these cards have actually significantly decreased in value in the last few months. These 3 sets were actually pulled from the current rotation of the TCG. Once a year after the World Championships, about 4 sets on average are dropped from the TCG. So when that happens, the sets that were dropped, the cards in those sets, value and demand for those cards go down significantly. And these black and white, Emerging Powers, and Noble Victory sets were the last 3 sets to be dropped from the current rotation of sets. And that happened back in August of 2013. And what happens when sets are dropped from the current rotation is for about a month, maybe 2 months after that, the cards retain their value a little bit. They drop quite a bit, but some of the cards retain their value, like the Supporter N. But then 6 months to a good year after the sets are dropped from the current rotation, the prices go way down. So these full art cards may decrease in value in the next couple of months, but I would say they won't decrease by more than another $1 or $2. Prime cards are a good example of this. I purchased a bunch of Prime cards for about $1 or $2 a piece after they were out of the current rotation. Those cards are going to increase in value eventually, but right now they're pretty low, and I see that same path happening for full art Pokemon cards. So I laid out what their values are right now. I think that those values will stay somewhat steady. The Supporter N will probably decrease the most, just because it was valued at the highest at one time. In the future, I think these cards will definitely increase, but it won't be for another couple of years at least. And I could see these cards being valued at $15 to $20 a piece in 5 to 10 years. But for the next 5 years, they're probably going to be $10 to $15 at a very maximum. So I would definitely purchase these cards if you're looking to collect full art cards right now, just because all of the people in the TCG that had these cards in their decks or in their collections, possibly going to use them in their decks, they'll probably be looking to get rid of those cards and make some money on those cards to buy some newer cards for the TCG. So the quantity of the full art cards is going to increase significantly. It already has, and will increase even more. Thus, it'll drop the price down even farther, and you'll be able to purchase these cards quite cheaply for the next year or two. You can also buy sealed products of these black and white sets for quite cheap. So if you want to guarantee that these cards are in the best shape possible, you can definitely find sealed booster boxes out there of black and white Emerging Powers and Noble Victories for under $100, probably even in the $80 range. So that's it, value-wise, on full art Pokemon cards. If you have any more questions related to these cards, feel free to message me and I will respond to your question as soon as possible. So thanks everyone for watching. Before you go, make sure and check out all the links in the video description below. I'll have links to my playlist on how much are your Pokemon cards worth. I'll have a link to my video on rare Pokemon cards, full art cards, for more general information on these types of cards. And then I'll have links to my Facebook blog and Twitter pages as well. So thanks a lot everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.